I think the monster and various fears associated with this has been with us since prehistoric times. There were real monsters. There were mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, one thing or another was really dangerous. And in the dark, you didn't want to go out in the dark because you couldn't see them to protect you. As a matter of fact, the first narrative ever written in the English language, Saxon, was Beowulf, which was about a monster. So I think that fear of the monster that operates particularly at night and has powers that we don't have has been with us since before civilization. So I think what we see today with sort of science fiction monsters is simply the newest interpretation of monster myth.
I'm a part of a generation that has come to be known as monster kids. We were kids who grew up in the 50s, largely, and 60s, when monster movies were on TV. In the 50s, it was a great time to be a kid because the whole culture was rather child-oriented. It was baby boomers that were having kids, and TV was being introduced, and there were Saturday matinees where you could go for a quarter and see 2 features and 10 cartoons and a serial chapter. I was a child of the double feature. The whole idea of going to see only one movie was somehow strange to me. And I was quite addicted to this. And I would go on Saturday, I would go on Sunday. I spent most of my time at the movies. And so it became, I guess, an obsession.
Alors, je sais pas si j'ai un monstre favori, mais forcément, ce qui vient à l'esprit, tout de suite, c'est une certaine innocence, un côté presque enfantin du cinéma, avec toutes les productions des années 50, 60, production notamment de science-fiction de l'époque, avec la créature du lagon, ce genre de choses, quoi. Donc un côté un petit peu caoutchouteux, un peu carton-pâte, qui est un peu kitschouille, mais qui provoque vraiment un gros attachement. C'est le genre de choses qu'on découvre quand on est ado, à la jonction un petit peu de l'enfance et de l'adolescence.
I am Dracula.
I remember very vividly seeing Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, The Wolfman, all the basic universal horror films playing on television. For the first time, we had only heard about these films. They were mythology to us that we didn't know. And then suddenly they were available at 11:15 at night, and there they were.
Les monstres du studio Universal dans les années 1930 donc.
The Mummy. Is it dead or alive?
Ce sont les premiers en fait à faire des monstres des stars, vraiment. Les acteurs qui jouent les monstres, ça va devenir eux les stars. Bela Lugosi pour Dracula, Boris Karloff pour Frankenstein, Claude Rains pour L'Homme Invisible, tout ça.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
I loved Frankenstein because of the fact the monster was so fearsome, yet at the same time, you felt sympathy for him.
Frankenstein, c'est un des mythes modernes les plus forts, mais le titre du roman de Mary Shelley, c'était Frankenstein ou le Prométhée moderne. Donc là, il y a une liaison directe et évidente avec le mythe antique de Prométhée. Mais en même temps, c'est l'incarnation directe des peurs liées au développement de la science, au rapport qu'ont les scientifiques à la vie, à ce qu'ils découvrent sur le phénomène de la vie. Ça préfigure déjà évidemment les robots, les intelligences artificielles, tout ça. Avec un personnage comme Frankenstein, c'est magnifique parce qu'il y a vraiment un pont entre l'Antiquité et le futur, quoi, carrément. Quoi. C'est intéressant la Hammer parce que c'est cette compagnie anglaise a violence, beaucoup plus de sang, une mise en scène aussi beaucoup plus dynamique. Et donc le spectacle va devenir de plus en plus viscéral pour le spectateur.
It's funny because my favorite monsters were always the ones from the low-budget B movies, like Hideous Sun Demon or Monster from Piedra Blancas. It was always the cheap monsters that appealed to me. I always loved movies like The Raven.
Into the ominous mystery of a master magician's evil castle.
With Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff and The Black Cat. Those are the films, but they're not really monsters, but they're monsters inside of people.
It's not that it's better then than it is now. It was just different.
From Joe Dante, director of Gremlins.
You see what he's putting back? The showmanship.
The bombs are falling!
You think this is some kind of picnic for me?
I'm still concerned about that bomb thing.
I was the age of the kid in the movie when the Cuban Missile Crisis happened, and I didn't live in Key West. I lived in New Jersey. I did not have a horror of a filmmaker come to my neighborhood, unfortunately. But everything else about that society, the drills, the air raids, the fear that when a plane flew over it had a bomb in it, is all real. I hadn't really seen that on screen the way that I felt when I was a kid. We were very paranoid. And the whole society was rather paranoid in the 50s.
Exposed to radiation simultaneously, the result would be terrible indeed. For the result would be Mant.
Nobody was making giant bug movies in 1962. I mean, we took a little bit of license there. But he's also, you know, Roger Corman. He's also David Friedman, the guy who would take his films around and, you know, with a guest lecturer. There's a whole bunch of guys who were kind of doing that.
I try to be as original as I can, but you can't be completely original all the time. You have to be aware of what has gone before. I think Picasso once said, if an artist can take all that has gone before and add one tiny bit to it, that is a full career for an artist. So I say I've taken what has gone before and added that small amount to it.